To be a revolutionary, this is the non-negotiable minimum of being a revolutionary communist today. The need to reinvent communism also means that it is not enough to stick to the communist idea. As already Alex pointed out, one should locate in our actual predicament tendencies which point in this direction. Today's historical situation, I think, not only does not compel us to drop the notion of proletariat, on the contrary, it compels us to radicalize Marxist notion of a proletarian. So I claim we should renovate Marx not by making a compromise. Marx was too utopian, we should stay within capitalism, but by pushing his notion of proletarization even further. This would be for me the beginning of being a communist today. Now, I'm not sure I got you correctly. The way you are radically interpreted is, you know, it's like this, what Hegel would have called subterranean work of slow work, so that you don't have to confront the power directly, you just do this local work. Well, to be very brutal and really to sum it up, all examples that you enumerate, I claim, still presuppose not only a relatively strong, but even a relatively efficient state, I claim. Yes, I claim, show me that, you know, you can have all these local communists doing their work, always in the background the state remains. Second point, what to do then when, to put it in very naive terms, how literally am I to take, how literally do you take this non-power? Like, now what would you say to Morales? No, step down, rather do your work down. And my idea is not Chavez, my idea is Morales here. We can grab power, why not? We can. The lack of food in this state-run stores in Venezuela, it's not just the spontaneity of the market where out of self-interest merchants or distributors operate like this. It's part of an orchestrated nature of the United States connected with local saboteurs. What do you do here? I'm sorry to tell you, a limited amount of state terror is totally justified to me. You put police on them, you use secret police, you smash them, and so on. Otherwise, sorry, then step down from power. I take very seriously communism. What interests me, to put it in very naive terms, is where today do we see, if not already, elements of communism, at least to be very brutal, but in the authentic Marxist sense, as you both emphasize, it should be a real movement, not as...
The message of the protesters is a message for establishment every place. And God bless them for their spontaneity. It's, you know, it's an independent people coming. It's young, it's spontaneous, it's focused, and it's going to be effective.
What interests me, to put it in very naive terms, is where today do we see, if not already, elements of communism, at least to be very brutal, but in the authentic Marxist sense.
It's focused, and it's going to be effective.
Jackie.
Thank you, Mr. President. There's this movement, Occupy Wall Street,
Right,
which has spread from Wall Street to other cities. Are you following this movement, and what would you say to its people that are attracted to it?
I think it expresses the frustrations that the American people feel. I think people are frustrated, and you know, the protesters are giving voice to a more broad-based frustration about how our financial system works.
But the Supreme Court never ventured into the issues of redistribution of wealth and sort of more basic issues of political and economic justice in the society.
I mean, I do think at a certain point you've made enough money. I do think at a certain point you've made enough money.
Frank Marshall Davis was a famous poet and a member of the Communist Party USA. He was a very radical political communist.
A 1951 report of the Commission of Subversive Activities publicly identified Frank Marshall Davis as a member of the old Moscow-controlled Communist Party USA. Now, Davis was a known communist sympathizer, beholden to the same elements that sought the overthrow of our government and the end to American power. And this was the man that Obama looked to for guidance?
Davis became something of a father figure.
The book Dreams from My Father, which references Frank Marshall Davis, was written in 1995 before Obama had national aspirations. However, in the audiobook version, which was released in 2005, Obama was already a U.S. Senator, and significant references to Frank Marshall are left out. So the question is, why are so many of these passages missing? And who decided to take them out? Now, Hannity's America contacted Random House Audio about the missing references, and a spokeswoman said, quote, "It was a collaborative effort in which Obama was involved and in which he had approval over all cuts." So is Obama trying to hide his relationship with Davis, just as he tried to hide the true nature of his relationship with the Reverend Jeremiah Wright and others? And can you blame him? Davis was a communist.
United forever in friendship and labor, our mighty republics will ever endure. The great Soviet Union will live through the ages, the dream of a people, their fortress secure. Long live our Soviet motherland, built by the people's mighty hand. Long live our people, united and free.